If the public were here, we would tell them this is being recorded and will be posted on the website for the borough. Roll call, please.
Brent Vogel,
Here.
Jana Barnett,
Here.
Rick Weinhoffer,
Here, but I must leave at 12:45 today.
It won't take that long.
Ron Stanko,
I am here.
and Bill Jenks.
Here. Okay, public comment, no members of the public.
I have a public comment.
You have a
which,
public comment.
The last thing I say during the meeting until it's time for lunch. First of all, I have no malice with anybody in this room. We've talked about, you can keep your 5 minutes, Bill, what I'm about to say. But that's basically, that's what it is when you're playing hardball. I think we've had an election. We can all figure out why everything happened, and we all have our own reasons why they did. The fact of the matter is, there's a whole new group of people coming in January, which I think we need to take a minute and think about what those people might have been thinking, why what happened to us happened to us. That's number one. Number two, there should be some soul searching for that while we go through this process. Number two, I've been involved in 3 agencies, federal, state, and local. And I've never been in a situation where bonuses were paid to anyone that works in government. Now, while it sounds good, they feel good, the people out there voted, and why they did or didn't, you might want to think about. Maybe they don't like the fact that we have a 1.25 mil increase in taxes. 2, we have a deficit. 3, there have been layoffs. Our neighbors are gone because they were laid off. And there were years when I was in government, not only did we get bonuses, which we never got, there were times when government said, I don't like these people. I'm not even going to give them a raise because things were so bad, we didn't even get raises for 4 years. And to give raises now, it's against my better judgment, but I think that because of the disparity and the unions that we have going on and everything that's happened, it's probably okay to give a raise to be comparable to those folks, but I would say 3 would be the number. And I think we really need to give some thought to not vote on this and let the folks that were elected at least be able to get some idea. If you think that maybe that might have had something along with these other things to have to do to why we're all not going to be here next time. So I will just listen to this debate and enjoy lunch. Thank you very much.
Good, thanks, Ron. 4A, performance reviews have been completed. Do you have a further comment on that?
No, I mean, that was on the agenda last month.
And everyone got the salary survey. And that's all over the place, because numbers.
Yeah, and I would also like to point out my job, Melissa's job, and Randy's job, so borough manager, borough secretary, rec and communication director. I only have one title to compare them to on that salary survey, but I mean, I actually have 3 titles, and the current and all budgets since I became manager split my salary between different line items, because if you look at the current budget, there's a number in under borough manager, but then under zoning and code enforcement, some of my salary is also there because I do those things as well. Also the economic development coordinator. In the case of Melissa, she's not just the borough secretary, the way the State Association of Boroughs is classifying that job position. She's also doing human resource related things. She's onboarding new employees. She's doing all of the insurance renewals. Same thing for Randy. There's no communication director position in that salary survey, but he is doing that plus the recreation director position. So it's not an apples to apples comparison, but it's what I had to work with. I'd also like to note there's a typo I didn't notice until just now, which is we are a population over 8,000, not under 8,000. The population of the borough is approximately 11,200.
Noted. The, everyone should have received, this deals with 4D. Well, let's just take the 4% one now. We're looking for a motion to approve 4% wage increase for administrative staff. Just to review, you have to help me, Michelle, but 4.5 is what has been talked, that's tentatively agreed to.
For public
Public
works.
Works. And what about the police?
Police are at 3.75, fires at 3.5. Keep in mind, those rates have been in place for at least a year, in some cases,
Right.
2 for fire. Admin has never gotten more than 3%, ever.
Okay. So the question is, Ron raised 3, we're not sure about the inflation, we have a little bit of a catch-up issue because it's been a while since they've gotten, well, because inflation has been such, 2 years back, 3 years back, it really bumped up everything. Inflation's kind of moderated itself, but those high prices still are floating through the system. And I thought the Teamsters representative made a valid point about catch up in the first year, and I believe 4% would be a catch up in the first year. Is there anybody who wants to make that motion?
I'll make a motion that administrative salaries be increased by 4% for 2026.
Second.
Any further discussion?
When was the last time administrative staff got raises?
We get a raise every year, just like every other department. We've never gotten more than 3% that I'm aware of.
So last year it was 3%, the year prior it was 3%.
I think there might have been a few years it was 2.5.
There's motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Ayes have it.
Caveat 3 would be my.
I think it needs to be pointed out that, and for reasons that you just mentioned, that for a while, they are playing catch up, okay? We've tried to be responsible stewards for our nickels and dimes for years, but, you know, it's time that they be brought up to snuff with every other department. In addition, the workings of them that I see almost on a daily basis is incredible. And, you know, yes, we have a budget issue that next year, the new council work on that. But because of a budget issue with numerous factors involved, let's not hold that against our employees that are here doing the tremendous job that they are.
I would add to that, it's literally 8 employees too, out of 68. Thank you.
Okay. You remember last time at the Personnel Committee, Michelle proposed a $10,000 bonus for Phyllis, Greg, Melissa, and herself to be paid in 2025 for extra work that was done in 2025, not something in the future. For example, the easiest example is Michelle is actually doing somewhere around a quarter or a third of what fire chief is doing and not getting paid for it. The fire chief obviously isn't getting paid because there is none. So, I mean, it's difficult to argue that, very difficult to argue, and I understand Ron's point and I agree with it. It's either bonus or increase, but under those circumstances, you know, I wanted to have the bonuses refined a little bit more with the metrics. Everybody should have gotten her response in that regard to justify the numbers. Take me a while to find it.
Here.
Follow up from personnel. I have it.
ask, like, these.
That was the memo, excuse me,
Yeah.
James, the memo dated October 30th, 2025.
The salary people seem to have hourly rates.
No, I just took the
Just-
salary and
Just a,
Right.
I had to
You
use
took, right,
something.
so you took your salary and turned it into an hourly rate. How many hours per week did you
I-
calculate that as?
I mean, I was doing it off of 40.
Okay.
but you
The
work,
understanding
you work more than 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, just take,
Part-time
So, so if you look at that, you see the rationale for each one, which I asked Michelle to do, because I felt just giving a flat 10,000, recommending a flat 10,000, just that didn't feel right to me. But looking back at the numbers, they were pretty darn close. And, I think that this memo was what the proposed recommended bonuses are is completely justifiable to me. And I know we're in a difficult situation financially, and I know finance is going to have to do what they're going to have to do. They don't have to accept them. The council doesn't have to accept them. But I think that it's the proper thing to do out of fundamental fairness for the extra work that everyone has done, or money they have saved, or both. And what are we, 97 some thousand down?
I mean, we're roughly 190,000 in wages that were included in the 25 budget that were not.
190, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the deputy chief position that was never filled, the
Right.
fire chief leaving, and other people that left.
Yeah. And, you know, that's a factor. It doesn't necessarily mean that we have to spend that money because we're, ahead of budget. But it didn't happen because the things went away. It just went to some other people to do. So I feel that this is a fair, I lost my place. I feel it's a fair proposal under the circumstances, and I wanted to know if anybody else has any feelings. I know what Ron's are, or if anyone would like to make a motion.
I will make the motion that we give the bonuses as outlined in the October 30, 2025 memo to the Personnel Committee by Borough Manager Michelle Bear.
I'll second it, but I also have a question if you don't mind.
Sure. Now's the time.
Chris, in social media, there have been some implications that it is contrary to law to award bonuses. I haven't seen anything that explicit, but that's how people dance around it. And I would just like to go on record that it's legal to do this.
It is absolutely legal, and I've been doing municipal legal work for decades, and clients, not just the Borough of Wyomissing, do from time to time give bonuses to employees for extraordinary work, and there is no illegality about that practice. Now, what I'm talking about are non-union employees. I mean, I would discourage, and I do discourage, giving bonuses to union employees whose terms and conditions of employment are set forth in a collective bargaining agreement. But when you're talking about at-will employees of a municipality, I think it's appropriate to reward extraordinary performance. You want your employees to not work at the average level. You hope that they will be motivated to work at an extraordinary level. And if you feel that these employees have met that standard, it's totally appropriate to consider a bonus.
Thank you. Did I second the motion? If I didn't,
You did it.
Thank you.
First person ever second on that question.
Well, these are unusual times, Fred.
That's perfect. No, it's perfectly logical.
Doesn't the discussion follow the seconding anyway?
Sure. No, I agree. I agree.
I appreciate your letting me ask.
There's a lot of, I think there's some hubbub out there on social media about bonus gate. It's
Yes.
not really any gate at all. There's no controversy to it at all. There's complete transparency, backed up by what I believe to be, substantial metrics that make sense. So what you were gonna say something about?
Yeah, my thought on this going forward is I do support it right now. It looks like some of this work was not necessarily done, some of it was done more recently, and it seems like some of it was done earlier in the year. Is that correct? Like obviously the fire chief work has been more recent, but some of the other work done by,
I would say more of Phyllis's, like, say for the RACP, the grant compliance, that would have been more around February, March.
what I think I would be after around this is in the future, just if we are looking to recommend bonuses, try to start that conversation earlier in the year if we see something that rises potentially to that level. I don't know if that's reasonable.
I was actually gonna punt it back to the personnel committee in January in terms of, I have no problem doing it, clearly I did it, but it is awkward coming in here and asking for a bonus for myself especially. I've heard comments from multiple council members expressing appreciation and recognizing the hard work that staff do. I don't want to have to ask for a bonus. I feel it's more appropriate that personnel should potentially be recommending and or looking at, okay, here's what staff accomplished this year. Do we think bonuses are warranted? And if so, what are we basing them off of?
I think Rick's point is poignant, though.
Yeah.
I think we need to know it when it happens and address it when it happens, or at least have it in the memory banks
Absolutely.
for a later time.
I think that's something we can try to carry forward through this committee into next year. So we'll try to.
And if things continue, that would, I think, justify, salary research and salary adjustments. If that is recurring in nature, that way you get from the bonus, have it into their normal salaries, and it's their normal work duties. So, all right, motion and a second to approve the bonuses from the October 30 memo. Everyone who agrees signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
Opposed.
Ayes have it. We'll send that up to council in December. Is there a need for an executive session?
Yeah, I have a quick update on one thing.
Do we want to close the door?
You good?
During the executive session, we discussed personnel matter involving admin employee. And no action needs to be taken at this time. And I would request a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Adjourned by acclamation.